Buongiorno ragazzi! This is the next part of our lesson about comparativo, and this is actually a slightly different topic, still related, but it does technically count as its own topic, il superlativo. And a superlative is different from a comparative because a comparative is taking two things and comparing them, one versus the other, whereas superlative is saying that something is the most or least something of a group. So maybe you're familiar with superlatives in your books, like who's the friendliest in the class, who's the most athletic, the most likely to succeed, the best dressed, etc. Now, the first thing that you need to keep in mind when you're setting up a superlative is what group is it the best or the worst or whatever, the most, least, something out of. For example, there's a big difference between saying that a movie is the best movie of the year or one of the best movies ever. Which one is more complimentary? Definitely best movie ever, right? And then saying that a building is the tallest in the world is different than saying it's the tallest in the United States. The United States tallest building is the third on this list, whereas the world has some taller buildings. So, whenever you want to say that it's the tallest or the best or the worst or whatever it is that you're making this superlative about, and you want to say that, it's the tallest of all or the best ever or something, you will find these words very useful. Di tutto, so of all, di tutti, of everyone or everything if it's masculine, and di tutte, of everyone or everything if it's feminine. Okay, so here we go, some examples. The Freedom Tower is the tallest building in the US. You could say the Freedom Tower è il palazzo più alto degli Stati Uniti. And let's really break down exactly what we're saying here. Just like with comparativo, the sentence structure in superlativo is really going to exactly follow the way that we say this in English. So we have the Freedom Tower. È il palazzo più alto, so the tallest building, degli, of the United States. And then the Freedom Tower è il più alto di tutti. So say that you already know I'm talking about buildings in the United States, then I wouldn't need to specify this again, and I could have this kind of shorter version of the sentence. The Freedom Tower è il più alto di tutti, so the tallest of all. And again, that only works in context if you know that you're talking about buildings in the United States. Okay, second example, very similar. Alaska is the least small state in the US. Of course, you would probably say is the biggest state, but I wanted to show you an example using meno versus più, and these are review words really from our comparativo lesson. Più meaning more, or in this case, il più alto, the most tall, and meno by itself would mean less, but when you use it with this article here, like lo stato meno piccolo or il meno piccolo, it becomes the least. So Alaska è lo stato meno piccolo negli Stati Uniti. So Alaska is the least small state, and this should really say degli Stati Uniti, or Alaska è il meno piccolo di tutti, so the least small of all. Okay, and in case you're wondering why this one says lo stato meno piccolo and this one says il meno piccolo, is because for the definite article, it just depends on what word is directly after it, right? So here I'm saying the smallest state, lo stato. Here, it's implied that I'm talking about a state, and the following word is meno, which does not start with S plus consonant, so I can just say il. I should just say il. So Alaska è il meno piccolo di tutti. Okay, so why don't you take a chance to try a couple examples of this? For this sentence, I'd like you to say Cristiano Ronaldo is il giocatore di calcio, so the soccer player. I want you to say most bello of all, of everyone. Okay, so go ahead and pause your video and form this sentence. Okay, and your sentence should say, Cristiano Ronaldo è il giocatore di calcio più bello di tutti. Now, if I'm already talking about soccer players and you know that, then I could simplify this and I could just say Cristiano Ronaldo is the most bello of all. So I would just say Cristiano Ronaldo è il più bello di tutti. I could even rearrange the sentence and say Cristiano Ronaldo è il più bello di tutti I giocatori di calcio, so is the most handsome of all the soccer players. Any of those sentences are correct. All right, and how about this one? Gli Starburst gialli, I want to say that they are the least buoni of all. So go ahead and pause your video and think about how you'd say this sentence. Okay, ready? You should have Gli Starburst gialli sono I meno buoni di tutti. And remember, I have sono here because my subject is plural. Okay, yellow starbursts are I meno buoni, the least good, di tutti. Okay, I hope that this video tutorial was helpful. And if you are looking for some more practice, you can open up the presentation that I'm using to show you this. And at the end, I do have a little slide here with links that you could click on. And for this one, you would want this last one, Superlativo Relativo. It's a web activity that I'll correct you as you go. In bocca al lupo.